Good morning, friends. Stephen Ben with Israeli News Live. And first, let me apologize about that about close to a 20-minute video that I uploaded while I was traveling yesterday. No audio. That happens every once in a while. Don't know why it switches from one speaker system to the other and then blocks out the other. But at any rate, in that video there, I'm talking about some of the most amazing revelations that I've been getting and sharing a lot of that on Patreon. Some of that we release here to you guys on Israeli News Live. But due to some of the sensitivity of the depth that I'm trying to go, I created in Patreon a group specifically for those in-depth looks into those videos there. And so if you go to patreon.com, and I'll just take you there real quick and share with you what we do there. Okay, once you're on patreon.com/Israeli News Live, our regular patrons always have access to everything at one point or another. We do have two different tier groups, though, as well. We have early access, and we also have one called Beyond the Veil, Prophecy and Truth. Early access, especially when we are doing a marathon week, I generally start recording a couple of days early. So the early access friends always get that early access. It's $5 a month to be a member of that. And then it goes to the rest of our Patreons that are the paid members. Every so often we have a public group as well that does that we release some of those videos out to publicly, or either here on Israeli News Live. But this one group here I started, Beyond the Veil, Prophecy and Truth, I'm beginning to share some of the very deepest insights for those people that really, really want to study and go deeper. And I'm also looking at trying to go into that more where I can personalize. I don't know how to do it yet, but I know there's a way to where we can have a chat group there as well. We can talk about some of these amazing insights there. This one here, Are Fallen Angels Just Aliens of Today? This is part of this week's group here. This one here, Are Some Sins Rooted in Nephilim Influence? Because believe it or not, there is a difference of who would die for a sin of adultery. That's why Jesus would not stone that woman, and neither was David stoned either. There's a big difference. And these are some of these really deep messages. And although they are sometimes made public to my patrons that are paid patrons anyway, I then take and put it back into that category where it's just only for that group, because I've got different reasons behind that, so just bear with me on that. And in fact, today I'm releasing another message. I'll record it this afternoon. Couldn't record it earlier. I've been preparing it. And it's on the new birth. And I guarantee you, 99% of people that are Christians have really no real clue what the new birth really means, what it really entails. Not saying that you may not be born again, but really understanding the depth of what Jesus was saying when he talked about that to Nicodemus. We're going into that today, so I hope you join us on there. Now, going back to the news, things that are happening there, the U.S. is sending a long-range surveillance drones to Japan amid tensions in Taiwan. And of course, Japan also is beginning to prepare as well. Let's see, I think that may be, yeah, Sputnik looks at that. Closer to the brink, Japan to carry out its first ever land-to-ship missile drills. That's pretty serious. It's been considered a very sensitive issue because the waterways around Japan are so many ships. They were afraid of even testing this system, but they're testing it anyway. And Sputnik reported about that. Also, APAC is reporting on their tracker that 53% of adults in the U.S. now have an unfavorable view of Israel. It's up from 43%, 10% increase. Well, wonder why. Seems like if you didn't bomb everybody into oblivion over there, maybe that wouldn't be exactly that way. Now, of course, that is coming out from the Pew Research Center, How Americans View Israel and the Israel-Hamas War at the start of Trump's second term. Even though Trump puts Netanyahu up on the pedestal and everything, it's just not going very favorable for them, though. And here again, as Netanyahu visits President Trump, listen to what they have to say here.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to have a very, very special person. I've dealt with him for a long time, Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel. And we had lunch together, we had meetings together, staff, and I think we've come up to some pretty good solutions and conclusions. And we'll be working a little bit after this, and then I assume you're going back home. This is a quick stop, in and out. But we appreciate you being here, and we are a friend of Israel, as you know. I would say that I'm by far the best president that Israel has ever even thought of seeing. And it's an honor to be so, and to be so thought of. Many friends in Israel, they are not in an easy area. It doesn't go easy, but we are helping them. And likewise, they've been helping us very much. And so we'll see how it all works out. But we had...
So I'm sure you can catch a lot of this without having to listen to it here. But, still touting that friendship, I'm sure, is right after that visit that Trump announced that 90-day pause on the tariffs that he's been doing. And then, of course, the stock market surged rapidly after he did that. One good thing, though, that has been done recently, and that's the freeing of Ksana Karelina, the ballet dancer that she's both Russian and American. Her family lives in Russia. She was imprisoned for 12 years in a Russian prison, all for giving 40 pounds. That is maybe about $75 in U.S. money there to a organization in Ukraine, a nonprofit organization she donated a little money to. And when she went to Russia, she was arrested for it, tried and put in prison. 40 pounds. The harshness of Russian law is the worst of the worst. It's horrendous what they did to this poor girl here. And, I don't know what to tell you about it, So this is some of the images of her as a ballet dancer there they showed in the Sun. And, of course, they put on there 30 pounds. I saw that it was 40 pounds that she had donated to whatever this group was. But very happy to be free, and I'm sure God bless her. She did get her American citizenship, so I don't know what's going to happen next for the young lady, but I'm sure she'll be happy to come back to the United States and get out of that situation there. So as we continue on, we'll be updating you later this evening again in our news broadcast as I can have time to settle back down and as we finished our travel up this week, and also record that believe me, that's going to be probably the most profound, one of the most profound insights I've ever gotten on being born again. I'm going to take you on a depth of that message there that will it'll give you a greater appreciation for what Jesus Christ truly did for mankind. And I shouldn't just say mankind, for women as well. You're going to find out what he did for women that you've never even thought was possible. That's something else that I caught a revelation on that is just shocking. Anyway, patreon.com/Israeli News Live if you want to become a member. Thank you.